Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Belle and this is the Belle Perspective. And today we're going to be reviewing Love and Marriage Detroit, Season 1, Episode 2, Pour the Wine and the Drama. But before we get into that, I've got a couple housekeeping items we need to cover. Let's get into that first. Growing channel, and I need your help. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you have, I still need your help. Go ahead and make sure to hit the like button. Comment down below giving me your perspective. And also, don't forget to share this video, okay? Do the things. Do the things to help me grow my channel. I greatly appreciate it. That's all I've got. Let's get into this review. So we pick up from where we left off in the lavender farm, which is really beautiful, and the beautiful ambiance, and the sun is setting, but Kristina is in the middle of the field crying. Brandon, this is what you're gonna do? You didn't even tell me that you were going to pick up another artist. That is not what's up. Brandon's walking off. And what I didn't like was that they were trying to blame Kolby. Brandon was like, Kolby is over here being a mean girl. She shouldn't have told anything. Why was she doing that? She was doing that on purpose. So the fact that you lied to your wife, because not telling her is also lying by omission. I was just like, okay, this is your fault. Okay. This not Kolby's fault. This is your fault, sir. Brandon, he says he doesn't feel like he did anything wrong by not telling his wife. And here she is in the middle of this field on their anniversary, feeling a type of way, and he's got to try to fix it. Again, I'm not liking the fact that you're trying to blame Kolby for what you did, sir. And that was the running theme. Sir, you did this, okay? So we get back to Russell and Kolby's home. Russell is talking about basically reprimanding Kolby, saying, we need to stay out of other people's business. But Russell, she wasn't in nobody's business. She said, she asked the question, how was she supposed to know that Brandon hadn't told anybody or told his wife? Like, how was that her fault or problem or responsibility? Can't stand when men do that. Instead of just communicating and owning up and taking accountability, you're pointing the fingers on the person who revealed the truth, but sir, who maybe have incidentally revealed the truth, but sir, you're the one that was lying. You're the one that needed to child. Anyway, Russell is talking about how he wants to become an ordained minister, and Kolby is like, I'm not here for that. How do you decide to make these decisions without talking to me? Apparently, Russell has already signed up for school, is going to have Kolby's dad be his mentor. He's already taking classes. He's looking to buy a gym. I mean, he's looking to do all these different things without actually talking to his wife about them. And some of this has got to be for the show, because I don't understand why any any person would be okay with just any married person who has who has respect for their spouse would just be making decisions without talking to them about this. So they have a whole argument. What I didn't like within the argument is that Kolby was getting loud. Now, mind you, she's frustrated and she's hearing all this information after you've already made decisions. And then it felt like Russell was trying to manage her anger. He was telling her, lower your voice and don't talk to me like that. It's like, well, sir, you really made her angry. And so this is the response. You need to sit in it. This is what you get for doing what you're doing. So don't try to curb my frustration just so that you don't have to feel bad or disrespected. She wasn't going out of her way. She was just raising her voice, which is a consequence of what you were doing. So sit in it. And I didn't like that. And then he started trying to bring up the Bible and was like, the husband is supposed to be doing this, that, and the third, and basically relegating her to an assistant, and that she doesn't need to really be asking questions. But because he's a loving husband, he'll allow her to voice her opinion. That whole Bible thing and whole man's place and a woman's place, I'm going to just be honest with y'all. The Bible is the one that started the whole problems. I know the saints going to be mad at me, but I'm just being honest. The Bible, and I went to seminary school. Okay. I was pursuing a master's in divinity. Okay. So I know the Bible. If I don't know nothing else, I know the Bible. But the Bible Baby got the party started on sexism, racism, xenophobia, homophobia, all the phobias against people. Sweetheart, the Bible started that. Let's just be real. It really did. So we get to Brandon and Kristina. Again, he's on this whole hate Kolby train, trying to throw salt on Kolby, basically putting Kolby in as a distraction because Kristina is still asking about this new artist that he signed. Yet he conveniently is not mentioning the artist or telling Kristina anything about this woman, but he wants to talk about Kolby because Kolby is the real issue and not him and his lies. They recently moved into this beautiful penthouse overlooking the city of Detroit. It was so beautiful, and Kristina is also a believer, I guess, or a Christian as well. And so she's trying to get through by, reading her word and, you know, dying to her flesh, I guess is what the old sayings used to be. But honestly, quiet as it's kept, Kristina, you just need to let him go be in the club and you gather your things and you go on about your way. Because Brandon, but child, I don't know if this is for TV. I don't know if this is stunts or shows. It is giving a little bit of stunt and show. Um, but I don't like the fact that he spent more time trying to throw Kolby under the bus and try to make her seem like she was doing the wrong thing, but didn't say nothing about the artist when Kristina asked. He completely diverted that, y'all. Did y'all catch that? He did the little switcheroo on her, and she ain't catch it. Anyway, so we get to Anthony and LaToya. Again, we find out that Anthony does a lot for LaToya. He's planning her meals. He's doing this. He's doing that. He's doing this. He's basically, you know, her right hand. Anthony says that it's Russell's fault ultimately for telling Kolby and then in turn Kolby telling the group on their anniversary. And again, I'm not here for pointing fingers except at Brandon. Do not point fingers at anybody else who had no idea. No one else is married to Kristina. The only obligation, the only person who's responsible and obligated to communicate with Kristina is Brandon. Because he holds that title as husband, her husband specifically, they're in a partnership. He was required and in the wrong and he needs to communicate. So they're planning a wine tasting called Opulence Wine, and Anthony says he doesn't want any ugaboos allowed, so he's only gonna allow beautiful people because he only wants beautiful people around him and his wife. And I was like, well, I guess Anthony, you might not make the guest list quiet as it's kept, but whatever. I honestly think this whole misogynistic, chauvinistic bullshit that Anthony has going on, quiet as it's kept, I feel like he's a dog with all bark, no bite. I'm gonna just be honest with you. A chauvinist male, I don't think would even remotely lift a finger for his wife. I feel like Anthony again is all bark, no bite. And that's just what I think. So then they're at the club. The guys get together at the club to meet with Brandon's friend Bravo. Bravo is a club owner, and he looked like he be in the streets. Okay. Bravo looked like he in the street, and that's fine. Brandon says, Christian man shouldn't be in the club. And I'm like, Christian? You? Okay. Sure. So Brandon is basically trying to cover up his face as the waitress is giving them shots and serving them and all this other stuff, just being extra for the camera because quiet as it's kept if the camera wasn't there. Anyway. So they start talking about the artist and how Kristina was getting really upset. And they keep trying to make it seem like Kristina is got Brandon on a leash. But what they keep failing to realize is that when someone crosses you or betrays you in that way, it is very hard to have trust with them. It's very hard to have trust in the things that they do. And I feel like if the shoe was on the other foot, those men wouldn't even have given their wives an opportunity to even try to make it up to them. So I understand why Kristina has reservations as to Brandon's, getting all these new artists and where he goes and things like that. So them trying to make fun of it is really annoying because y'all know good and damn well. Y'all know good and damn well. So anyway, Bravo says also it looks like you got to get approval um to have different artists. And again, y'all making light of the situation, but y'all aren't taking it into account that Brandon actually crossed the line. So Anthony finally asks, listen, they said you had history. What's the history? Brandon tells us that he crossed the line by, venting to another artist, telling them that he doesn't really like his wife and he had one foot out the door and that he was tired of of um of being married and he really wanted to not be married anymore. Kristina found those text messages and it caused obviously a tiff in their or rift in a relationship. Honestly, I don't believe Brandon. I feel like he there may be more going on, but we'll find out as the show develops. We'll find out more as the show develops, okay? What else happened that stood out to me? Oh, Cena calls and she's asking, "Are you at the club?" And he said, "No, we at church." Now, Brandon, why did you have to lie? That was a bold-faced lie, sir. She hears Bravo in the background. Is that Bravo's voice? Apparently, it sounds like Bravo was probably one of his wingmen while he was out there doing foolishness. Bravo was like, "Oh Lord, let me be quiet. I ain't know." I just don't like how they're minimizing Kristina's concerns. This man crossed the line, and I just don't like that. I really don't. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, I'd imagine that they wouldn't even be around to even allow that kind of thing to happen. So, couple other things happened that I didn't really care. I didn't really care about. But the last piece is that they have the wine tasting for Opulence Wine, which is Dr. LaToya Thompson's wine. She's worked very hard. I actually like her. I think she's a pretty solid character on this show. And Anthony starts to just get disrespectful with Christina's friend, who she's known for a long time, who she's invited to this wine tasting. And Anthony, she basically asked what we're all asking: why the hell are you so invested in Brandon? Is this your boo? Who are y'all in a secret relationship? What's going on with you, Anthony? Anthony says, "Don't talk to me like that, little girl." And he proceeds to disrespect her and starts yelling at her, saying that, "Kristina, you need to check the birds that you hang around. You need to be around bosses." I'm like, you don't even know this lady. This how you talk to her? Anyway, y'all get down in the comments. I mean, it's cool. It's a cool show. It's cool. I don't know if it's cool because of the weird fascination that Carlos King has with dysfunctional marriages, or if it's actually cool because some of this stuff I'm just really truly feeling like this has got to be manufactured drama for the show. It really, y'all can't tell me this is real. Anyway, y'all get down in the comments. Let me know what I missed. If there's anything that stood out to you that you wanted to talk about, get down in the comments. Talk to me about it. Let's chat. Give me your perspective. I'm always open for that. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Take care.